Hey, hope you've had an incredible day. I've got a special for you this evening. I'm doing a lovely interview with a very inspiring entrepreneur, and he's a mindset coach, and he's going to be sharing some key information that will be beneficial for everyone, I think. Do bear with me. I'm going to try and bring him on. Okay. Right. Let's hope this works. One sec. Just bear with me. We will be off soon. Okay, let's Sorry, technology. Just waiting to bring him on. And we should have liftoff. Shouldn't be that much longer. Let's see. Okay. Invite sent. Sorry, just bear with me. Just trying to bring on a friend to this live. Okay. Okay. Just bear with me. Just waiting for him to come on and comment so I can bring him on. Let's see. Yes. Okay, it's working now. Hello, good evening.
How you doing? You right?
Very well, thank you. We got there in the end.
Finally, yeah, of course.
So I know you're super busy. Thanks for taking time
That's
out
all
of
right.
your busy schedule
No problem.
to be inspiring at such a time like this,
Of course.
where we've got, obviously, we're in a national lockdown, and mental health is something that is, we have to kind of be more aware about it to deal with it head on. So it'll be good to know from your experience with everything that you do, how we can actively or proactively look after our our mental health
Of
in
course.
lockdown and beyond.
Of course.
So first of all, what you want to actually tell us about yourself? Just give a brief kind of
Yeah, so my name
introduction.
is Niman Rasul. I'm a mindset coach. I'm a motivation mindset coach. So I help people with anxiety, depression, and stress. At the same time, I'm a business coach too. I've been in business for over 10 years. So I've got experience hands on and online myself. When it comes to um, mental awareness in these obviously unseen times and these stressful times, we have to kind of focus on ourselves and let's not dwell on our pasts because it does make it worse. Like let's focus on being ourselves. So them deep inner thoughts really need to go deep inside ourselves and really take out who we are. Because there's so many people here that are listening to the news and listening to articles on social media, and they're not really seeing that. They're actually seeing that, oh, hold on, that's making us more stressful because they're bringing on too much onto their life. And the more you bring on, the more you're not allowing yourself to grow, the more you're not allowing yourself to open up. Because we've been through difficult times in life, through relationships, through loss of jobs, recessions, and whatnot. So we can't be adding on. This is the time to release. So what I focus on is meditating myself. So you see, like what you go through life and how hard it becomes. But what are you willing to do? What are you willing to give? The bad energy, we need to release this bad energy within ourselves. Like I used to do the same thing what everyone else does. Find some bad news and then kind of like have a nervous breakdown and let that take over myself, my well-being, and my life itself. But once I started realizing that that negative energy is taking, all right, I'm allowing the negative event to take place, but now I'm allowing it to take over my life. So there's nothing that I
Mm,
could do kind of positive because I'm so far back on my negatives that it's not even allowing me to push
mm,
forward. That's where people kind of sit down and get stressed. And then at the same time, they're looking around for this positive energy, but that's all within themselves. This is for the time for us to
mm.
look at ourselves and see what we could bring to the table, see what we could bring to our relationships, because we're
Yeah,
locked down at this moment. So everyone's at home, you can't really go out. And because we're social human beings, we really want to be out there. We want to be the face of our business. We want to be the face of obviously building new relationships, friendships, and really get out there and outgrow ourselves. But if we're allowing all this negative energy to come on top of us, and then we're trying to just bringing ourselves down, that's when anxieties come in, depression comes in, deep thoughts, dark thoughts, something that we never thought that we'll be thinking. But we
mm,
do end up thinking about these things, and that makes things 10 times worse. So I think we should
yeah,
start, what I think is what people should start doing is meditate more and
yeah,
not focus on the things that you can't control. Because if
yeah, absolutely.
we have a choice in life to focus on the things that help us grow, help us move. But if we're focusing on
Mm,
the things that are holding us back, we're not really moving forward because we're just dragging dead weight. And then five
yeah,
years down the line, we're still in the same spot. Why? Because we're not allowing ourselves to release the bad energy. We're not releasing the dead weight. We're allowing that
yeah.
to focus, take us down, and drag us across. So,
Yeah, no, that totally makes a lot of sense, especially the release part, because I was reading in some articles that that tension that we kind of build in within ourselves, it actually manifests into physical illnesses. So it does get quite serious in terms of building that tension and building all those negative
of
vibes.
course,
So it's really important to find a way to release any tension, any negative, anything you've heard that you are struggling with, find a way to release it so that you can positively step back and maybe see how you could help in some way, but not carry it with you, like you're saying.
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
that's so true. Okay, so what made you to get started in coaching?
So coaching was a bit of an event for me, where as I've always been one to coach people, where people have always seen me like they've always asked me for advice, and somehow I've given them that friendly advice that's kind of cheered them up, motivated them, inspired them in some way, and kind of like pushed them forward. So they're seeing a better version of themselves. So what made myself coach, what obviously put me through was like I've seen so many friends of mine that are going through depression, hearing that people like killing themselves, suicidal thoughts at young ages. So I thought, why not I become someone that could help someone and give people something to live for. Because we always
Wow.
have a purpose within ourselves. Like we're in this world, we have this purpose. I know sometimes we kind of forget to find this purpose. This is where we need to start
Mm,
finding who we are. Who am I? Asking this question to ourselves. When your back's against the wall and you think there's no way out, you know, that's the time where you really find yourself. That's the time when you really need to think outside the box and think, listen, my purpose is more. There's more I could give to myself and I could give to people around me. And that's when I should start really pushing. That's one of the things that kind of made me make me make the decision of becoming a coach, was when I saw so many people going down this line where they're giving up.
Mm,
Any little
yeah.
obstacles coming in life, they're just giving up because that same bad energy. They're looking for this
Yeah.
positive thought, but there's so much negativity around them that they've kind of like just put
Mm,
themselves in this little box and enclosed themselves, and they're not allowing themselves to look outside. So I help people open themselves up. I help people focus on themselves. I help people see the better picture, see the wider picture, and then help that also helps with their relationships too. Because now they're seeing what
yeah.
finding their purpose. And once they find their purpose, that's when they can find their true selves. Because over time, like past experiences, life's lessons, so many tests we go through life that we actually forget who we are, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the biggest mistakes we make. So that's one of the reasons why I became a coach, was to as help.
That's really inspiring.
Thank
Really
thank you.
inspiring.
Thank you.
Um, so what do you think about multiple income streams? Just briefly, what's your thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
so see, the multiple income streams was, before I had one job mindset. So I used to have one job, and then I used to just develop all my time and energy in that. And then I started looking at myself like, how do I make free time for myself? How do I give myself that free space? And for me to do that was start looking into other income streams. And once I started looking into other income streams and then started working smarter, not harder, so I kind of changed my mindset, shifted a bit. It was a bit of a challenge in the beginning, which obviously it is, but it does help out a lot. It does help out. So I think what people should be doing right now is at least going for 3 to 4 to 5, maybe, income streams. um, Marketing, social media, starting a YouTube channel, joining a business like yourself, creating a online business. We're business coaches out here. We could help push that forward, make that happen. And this is the thing that
Yeah.
people should be looking at. Don't look like from back in the days where you've got that one job mindset. Try
Mm,
live a bit more, because the more you travel, the more experiences you build, the more you're gonna grow within yourself too.
yeah, absolutely. And I think if one thing this situation has taught the world is relying on one income stream is just not, it's just not practical
100%.
anymore. I think
I
that,
agree.
a job for life is a thing of the past now.
Yeah,
I think so,
100%.
because I've seen so many of my friends that are in jobs that are just worried about their future.
Yeah,
Obviously they've got mortgages to pay, they've got their rent to pay,
100%.
and having other income streams would help
But
with
but
that,
my question to
the
them is like,
anxiety.
you're doing your 9 to 5. Like I was in security, and obviously it's not the best jobs, but it was a kind of a job that kind of lifted myself up. And I used to do 12 hours. After doing 12 hours, I still had 4 hours left. Now, do I use these 4 hours, utilize these 4 hours, and really look into social media and find a business, find a product I want to sell, but love myself enough to sell that product? I would use them 4 hours. So what I would say to everyone is, even if you have a 9 to 5, once you finish your work, have a half an hour break and start finding who you are through business. Find yourself a business. There's so many opportunities, great opportunities out there, like yourself as well. They could join
Mm,
and just start growing. Why are we waiting for? Why are we still living in that, like yourself, like that backwards, mindset where we're only living on one income, but then we're paying so many bills and we still know it. You know, half of
yeah,
the
the
paper.
bills are ever growing. The
Um,
bills are ever growing, aren't
that's
they?
it. That's the life we live in.
Um, yeah. So, what would you say, in terms of our mental health? Are there any tips, if you were to give 3 tips of being proactive to look after your mental health? What would those 3 tips be?
More tips, but there's a bit more than three. So,
Or just if you were to pick 3, just for the purpose of time.
but oh, okay. Picking three. The first one would be, don't let yourself dwell in old memories, old thoughts, old events that have happened in your past. Because mental health really digs is when you look at your past experiences and then you feel saddened by the heavy weight that's grown on top. So how people are pushing you down, And then obviously with them events, you're taking yourself out. So definitely more self-awareness on yourself, 100%. So be more self-aware of your thoughts, be self-aware of your
Mm.
surroundings, be self-aware with how productive you are in your day. Don't worry about anyone else. Worry about yourself first. You know, it's not about being greedy or being nasty. You just have to take care, because in this world, the world shows you everyone's here for ourselves. So the more we give ourselves, the more we'll grow. So obviously, point one will be more self-awareness, 100%.
Yeah.
Point two, I would say is, um, change your mindset. So anything you would do in the past, change that. If you want to, start tennis, play golf, do something abnormal that you would do. Do something each day that's something you've never done. Read a book, do something that make you grow. Do something that help you improve yourself. And then step two
Yeah.
would be sit down and talk to your loved ones. Really take out that thought you have inside, that deep down thought. Have that one to one.
Mm.
Definitely have that one to one.
Yeah.
Or find us coaches online. There's so many of us, doing great work and helping so many people out. So third one would
Yeah.
definitely be sit down and just talk it out. We can't resolve everything, right? But we have a
Mm.
choice to resolve now. So do everything now. Whatever's happened in the past, just let it go, because you don't have time. You could die at any time. Do you know what I mean?
It's
Like
true.
that's what's
Tomorrow's
been,
not promised.
yeah, that's what's been given to us. So
Yeah.
we should be looking at life and thinking, okay, what can I do now? And then when you find that inner peace within yourself, you'll only find that by letting go. But the only way you're gonna let go is have a conversation, with a loved one or a
Yeah.
best friend. Just sit down, release all the bad tension, meditate 15 minutes. I would say every morning, 15 minutes before you go to sleep. It helps a lot. It really de-stresses and really releases the bad toxins. So,
Wow. Thank you. I'm inspired already.
thank
Thank you
you. I
so
appreciate it.
much for sharing.
That's fine.
And, if anybody wants to connect with Niman, or if you want any more, because obviously he said he's got lots of tips, and I've read so many articles. I have various coaches, and I know that we can't do everything in one kind of, there's so much.
100%.
If you want, access to his resources, my resources, feel free to comment below or send me a message, and we would love to connect you and give you more tips if you're feeling stuck. Even if you just want to have a quick chat, there's a level of talking that is not chargeable. You won't be
Of course,
charged.
of
It's
course.
just about supporting each other in this challenging time that we've all been put in, and basically just maybe even bringing out a better version of you through lockdown. You never know. It's a negative time, but good things sometimes, often actually come out of challenging
If I could
situations.
just like a
So
little bit, one note was like, sometimes you might not think it, but sometimes talking to someone could enlighten your day. Like talking to someone
mm,
different, not someone that you're always talking to. Like you're always talking to your
yeah,
husband or someone. You could talk to someone outside, like us coaches, or find someone else. They could enlighten you in so many ways that you don't know.
yeah,
And they could take out so
yeah,
much
different
potential from you as
perspective.
well. Yeah. So it gives you a
Yeah,
different perspective on life and yourself at the same time.
fabulous. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Niman.
Neil.
I'll let you go, and thanks everyone for listening, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.